Hey y'all, it is Marsha from Rhoyal Beauty Beads, and I'm here to teach you how to tie your strand. So the first thing you will need is really sharp scissors. Make sure they're sharp, y'all, because dull scissors will jack your strand up. So we are going to start with a 50-inch strand. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure your stomach is relaxed. You do not want to hold your stomach in because it's going to be too tight and you're going to want to cut it off, okay? You got to make sure you have enough room for bloating, eating, all that good stuff. So we are starting with a 50-inch strand, which is the standard size. And you're going to put it on just like you would a belt. You're going to use the shorter side to meet exactly where you would like to tie your strand, okay? This is a method specifically if you would like to save beads to make an anklet or bracelet. Alright, so as you can see, I've decided where I want to tie my strand, and I'm going to release the slip knot from the shorter side. At this point, I'm going to cross over in between the two beads from the longer side. And I'm just going to bring it around to make my first tie. At this point, I'm going to hold it, and then I'm going to release the slip knot from the other side to let those beads fall. This will give me ample space to tie my next knots. So here I am going to just tie my second knot. I'm going to pull it through, and I'm going to pull it tight, y'all. This is the key. Make sure you're tugging. That thing should be tight, okay? And then I'm going to make a couple of more knots. You want to make at least 2 or 3 knots because you want to make sure that this thing is not going anywhere. As you can see, I pulled it through the other side as well, and I made my third knot, and I'm pulling just to make sure it is secure. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and use those sharp scissors, and I'm going to cut right above the knot. You don't want to cut too close because you don't want to cut the knot, but you're going to cut right above the knot, leave it about a ½ inch, and then you're just going to roll it. And that's all, folks. Perfectly tied. So this is where I'm going to go ahead and tie the anklet. If you remember, there is a gold bead on the other side that is preventing those beads from sliding off. The side that I did cut, I'm going to hold on to it very tightly so that the beads don't fall off. So I'm going to, just like the waist bead, use the shorter side to find exactly where I want to tie it. I'm going to put it in between the two beads, and I'm going to tie my first knot and just continue to tie. I'm going to tie about 2 to 3 knots just to make sure that it is secure. As I said, very similar to the waist beads. I'm going to tie 2 to 3 knots. Then I'm going to take those really sharp scissors, cut about a ½ inch above, and then I'm going to roll between your fingers. And that's it, y'all.